friends, we're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kendrin.
What up, what up? It is Tasha. How y'all doing?
Hello. If you've never been here before, welcome. We do a cross-section of pop culture in real life. And today we are here with a pop culture roundup, so to speak. We have a few things going on in the ether, and we want to talk about them. So,
Child, Ozzy said he want to talk about it too because he didn't hopped up here. Hi,
okay.
everybody. This is my dog. So I sent us at the top of the list with all the stuff that is happening right now, um, as it relates to the Diddy allegations, and now people are trying to like loop in the Carters to all the drama. Let's start with Jag and Piers Morgan. So Pierce Morgan, my man, you are a nationally, internationally syndicated news
No.
person.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why would you put a loose cannon on live television? You set yourself up for failure because there was no way that you could have known what this woman was going to say.
None. She just is exhausting to me. Um,
And listening to the friends over there at the read, Crystal was like, this woman has clearly got a psychological issue going on, and we
mhm.
are watching it in real time.
Mhm.
And people are like continuously feeding into her psychosis.
It's not
I'm
funny when you're watching
paraphrasing.
someone unwell be unwell publicly.
Yeah, because my thing is like, I don't know if so there's also clips of the kid Orlando Brown and Jaguar Wright having a conversation, and it is too, like, forgive me, even though I am a person trained in the medical field, it is clearly two crazy people, for lack of better ways to say it, having two different conversations but having a conversation with each other. So I don't know if that happened prior to the Pierce Morgan interview or not, but like, if I, as a serious news person, had have seen that, I would have been like, okay, it's this is a loose cannon. This is not a good idea. We won't be able to control whatever happens.
I just feel
So
like if he had have done any minimal amount of research, like literally, this is where the girls talk about DEI. This is where the DEI
because
matters.
so the black folks would have been
Because
like, I'm sorry, but
the
she's one
black
of the
people,
crazy aunties.
yeah,
She got a little bit something else going on, and it's not a good idea to tap into her for this segment.
I feel like if one of we the blacks was around, we would have been like, you know,
This ain't the one you want.
literally, we hear Jaguar right, and collectively, we're like, oh Lord,
A
like,
cackle ensues because she be saying some
oh
wild shit.
Lord. And here she is sitting right on Piers Morgan. Wow.
Saying wild shit.
Saying wild stuff.
And to add in our next person on the docket, because it all comes together.
It does. It does indeed.
Um James Ash did another one of them couch interviews like Jag be doing, and his conversation was more logical. I will give him that.
Well,
But
yes.
he was saying that even though, he said he don't know any of the stuff that Homegirl is talking about because he hasn't ever experienced any of the sort. However, he was like, she does have a point where she makes you question because she was around, just like I was, and she was around for some things that happened that I wasn't necessarily there for. But his point was, it just makes me question, like, okay, well, why are these people so silent? Why aren't you saying anything to distance yourself from these situations? Like, understandably, the Carters are larger than life, so why would they have anything to say? But at the same token, because of the close affiliations that Jay-Z and Diddy have had over the years with the Rock Nation parties and all the other events that have them photographed together, Dame's point was like, look, as a businessman, I would have just been like, to my publicist, this is my statement to separate myself from it and then keep it moving.
See, I disagree a little bit on a publicity side because at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are just hoping that they don't get caught up. Like they were
Yeah,
probably at different parties, they were probably at, and
everybody does.
the second you put something out there to say I didn't have anything to do with it, people receive that as a challenge.
Hmm.
And they now
That. Well, I get why they're not saying anything.
people are posting pictures. Oh, you were there. Oh, this the like
And a lot of what people, those who have said anything, because even Dame said that these are not my beliefs. I'm just paraphrasing what he said and from the interview that I saw. But he was just like, yeah, I was at the party, but just like everybody else, they were all at the parties, but everybody's saying the same thing. I left
I left
before
early.
this, that, and the third transpired.
Hmm.
So we're never gonna really know. And what
I
I mean, and to the end of this being a federal case, this is not open to the public. It won't be televised the way that people seem to think. This is not like a OJ trial
mm-mm.
where we got to watch it in the 90s on live TV 4 to 6 hours a day because that's all the news cycle was talking about.
Nope. It's not the same. Not the same. So anyways, Jay-Z and Beyonce did respond. They did like a statement, right?
Yep, they responded basically through their lawyer. And I think the lawyer is the same attorney. He's in the same group as Cassie's attorneys, I think. I
Mm,
could be wrong. Y'all correct
probably.
me. But either way, his statement was just like as a professional, this is paraphrasing again, but as a professional news outlet, you should have vetted this. Like, you just gonna have to take my clients out of it, point blank.
Period. Period.
Like, and it was no threat of lawsuit or any of the sort, but like legally, you didn't, there was no vetting of any of this
You didn't
information.
clear the legal minimum legal hurdles that you needed to clear to have this on the air,
There
and
you
you did
go.
not do any of those
From the
things,
attorney.
quite literally. So, like, no, leave us
So
out of
like
this.
just take them out. You can have your interview, but remove this conversation about my clients.
I think
And
that's
that's
fair. I think that's fair. And listen,
it.
we're not the biggest fan of one of the Carters for sure. We have evidence of that on this channel. So it's not about just coming to their defense necessarily. It's about, you just can't be throwing people in with these allegations all willy-nilly. Um,
And
so next on the list, I have problematic pastors.
child. Before
This
you jump down this road, I will send a positive shout out to a pastor and podcaster. Oh, now I'm just his name is slipping my mind. Um, he has a podcast called Holy Spokes podcast, and
I've heard that.
they talk about the like prosperity preaching and like the harm that it causes, and they talk
Very
specifically about
harmful.
this person. So yeah, get into it. I will link I can't even think, Christian A. Smith, that's his name.
Okay.
Jeez. He is the one of the lead hosts of the show, and it's really good. It's very interesting.
Okay. Link it
And
down
they're on
below.
YouTube, so I'll link all of it down below because he does talk about this, so it coincides. Go ahead.
Keon Henderson. Shawnee from Basketball Wives, let's just put it that way.
I mean,
Uh,
okay.
Formerly Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, I guess, so to speak. Um, her now husband, which I hate that I even put her in that because it's none of her business, but her now husband, Keon, has been in the
I'll be
news
ready.
for some problematic comments that he made from the pulpit, talking essentially that the crux of his, issue was that like Haiti is this, impoverished country because they practice voodoo. And I just want people to do better.
I
Like,
really do. I really do. And I'm not going to jump on my spiritual soapbox, but I really do.
it's so aggravating. And it's like, y'all just be saying anything in the pulpit sometimes, and it gets on my nerves. That is not true. The reason why Haiti is poor is because it has been pilfered. And because
Since the
of
beginning of time.
historical pilfering from the French and the Americans. Like, be so for real. Be so incredibly for real. Like,
I'm like, if you really want to talk about the Haitian Revolution was because of the fact that they have a deep spiritual belief in their spiritual practices that came far before.
if that is your thinking, right? You do realize
Mm.
that these other Caribbean countries, especially like the Spanish speaking Caribbean countries, practice their own versions of indigenous religions as well.
Period. Period.
And they have
Not
like
everybody's practice is
Santeria
evil.
and like they got all kinds of stuff. So to say that the Dominicans on the other half of the island are doing just fine, and it's just the Haitians that have issues when everybody is
They on the
practicing
same
different
island.
indigenous religions. And it's like, girl, what are you even saying? It's like this type of stuff gets on my nerves because it's like this does not have any basis in it should not have any basis. Let me say that in Christian thought. And it's like if you had have done the basic bare minimum of research, you would have known that this was not true.
Girl. And just this is not that conversation, but the idea that Christianity as a whole, from century to century, has gone around the world and decided that everybody else's indigenous beliefs and practices were of the devil is so crazy to me.
It's so crazy to me. I
It's
actually
so
watched,
crazy to me.
and without getting too deep into this again, I watched this, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to find it on Netflix, where it was basically like a lot of, especially like in the Black Christian faith or in like some of the Latin Christian faiths and all of this stuff. It's like a lot of that stuff is coded for like actual indigenous religions that we were practicing before we got here.
It is.
Like some
It
of the
it is
stuff,
coincided. It is braided together. Like
it's
it's a lot
braided
of stuff that
together.
as a Black American, we like I did my own like research as it relates to my family that there are things within the Bible and root work or hoodoo, you know what I'm saying, that it's all braided together that we still do.
And
Hell,
a
when
lot
you
of
look
it,
at the church, girl,
some
I'm
of it
trying not
was
to do this.
okay. And some of it was like us kind of renaming our
Yes,
indigenous beliefs to kind of fit. So it's not the
the
pure
pantheon of Christian angels and yeah, yes,
it's
yes,
not it's not that. So like we got to do better with this stuff.
very much so.
Even
Because
if
you
you
sound
don't
dumb.
even if you don't like accept other things and faiths and all of the things, even if you don't accept it, just like why do you have to speak on it at all? Like that's my thing. If you don't
Don't.
understand it, if you don't understand it, you don't accept it. But that's my stance on most everything in life. If you don't understand
Hello.
it, if you don't understand it or don't accept it, you are free to shut up.
Because shutting up is free, as our cousin over at Ration and
Quite
Respect
literally.
says.
Quite literally. It is free. Free for all.
Like what? I just that has always been so bothersome to me, from the prosperity preachers on down to like the average church going holy rolling person. Everything is of the devil. Everything is something bad and of some other entity outside of ourselves, when it might just be you and your energy and the shit that you attract. Like,
So while we're
I don't
here,
know.
let's
Yes,
do
go
TD
ahead.
Jakes a quick give him a quick word as well. He was talking about people are lazy and they don't on working from home and you don't understand the impact that you're having on the rest of society by working from home and you're just selfish and that's why you want to work from home. And I'm just like, ugh, why do
Don't
you
you sound
care?
like the overseer, the
Why do
slave
you care?
master.
Why do you care? And the reason why he cares, he is known to have investments in real estate, in which we know commercial real estate has taken a hit with people working from home, which is why a lot of these offices are like, you need to go back to work. And a lot of these
Mhm.
cities are like, it's time to send people back to work because they need their economies to be stoked and this commercial real estate to be not empty. So,
But
you
my
know,
the,
but why is that from the pulpit though? That's the issue that I'm having. Why is that part from the pulpit? Like, why are we having that conversation from the pulpit? What part of the Bible said we are not allowed to work from home?
hello.
That
Hell, as far as I know, the Lord wants us to be happy, healthy, and whole. And the world and society that we live in does not allow for that. So
just
now that the people have found a way to be happy, healthy, and whole, you money hungry mothers want to take that away from the average person. Ah,
perhaps these pastors have
'cause what?
overstepped the purpose of the pulpit. And I
I'm
think that
telling you,
happens often. And
a
it's
lot.
part of the reason why I don't go to church anymore. Because I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, why was that there? Why did you need to say that? That was not a part. And I don't believe that God told you had to say that part. I think that was you putting a little extra on it personally. Me myself personally. So
I mean,
anyways,
I'm saying,
that's
child,
neither here nor
yes.
there.
We're gonna
Um,
move right on along past
moving
that.
along. RIP to Cissy Houston. She passed away recently. So RIP to her.
Speaking, this is not funny. This is probably not the worst place to put this, but if you
Probably.
listen to Jaden XD, XD's list of people that he hates. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you know Jaden XD, you know the type of a foolery you're gonna get with him. Just listen to the episode because a few people were talking about it, and she just happened to be on the list. He put it on I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter where he crossed the person's name out. Terrible.
Terrible. All right. Cool, cool, cool.
The Diddy debacle stuff, we can put this at the back end. There have been a few more lawsuits, one of which that last one that came out, where I don't even remember her name. I heard it early this morning. Um, he assaulted this woman because she said something disparaging about him, and she also now is suing. And her what's the document called? The not the indictment,
Her
complaint?
complaint. Yeah.
Yes, it's like 65 pages long. It is just as harrowing as, if not worse than, it can't be worse. It is just as harrowing as Cassie's complaint that she put out. And my thing at this point is because every day there's another case is coming out.
Hmm.
All these people are suing at this point. So where is this money coming from?
I don't know that everybody's. Hmm. I don't know that
Because I
everybody's
mean, is
suing for
there
money because it seems like some people are just saying they wanted to have the opportunity to tell their story. And yes,
okay?
you have to put a dollar amount behind it, but a lot of this stuff, I mean, I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that there will be any money left for these latter
Because
victims.
it's like
Um, but I
20
think some of
people
it
at
is
this point.
the catharsis of being able to tell your story against somebody who is very powerful and having the cover of all of the rest of these stories. I don't think a lot of
Yeah,
these people are necessarily looking for money. I think they're looking for the freedom of telling their story.
agree.
So, all right.
Y'all get down in the comments and let us know what your thoughts are about any of the things that we shared. And of course, all of this is our commentary. All of this shit is alleged. We don't know
Alleged,
any of these
alleged.
things to be fact. Okay? We're just regurgitating all the things that we've heard and our opinions about them. That is it. That
That's
is
it.
all.
All right. Drop down in
Make
the
sure you,
comments, like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you next time.
all right.
Bye.
Bye.